What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the lab with another quest build. Back in the builder, got another rare blueprint for y'all in 2K23. Those of you wanting to play on something that is anti-meta, that you haven't really seen this type of name at the city, something that can slash, make plays, still hit some jumpers, but also play crazy defense guard 1 through 5, this build might be the one for you. It has shades of Jonathan Isaac, Josh Smith, and Darius Miles. This is the 6'10" two-way tempo pusher. I personally have not seen this version of a two-way tempo pusher anywhere on YouTube. Usually see this at the guard position, but I have not seen one that's 6'10" that can basically run the floor and just gallivant to buckets and just lock up on defense. I would love to play side by side with this thing at the rec. You can bring this out, play with randoms if you don't have a squad. It can impact the game in so many different ways that I think anyone who's going to play on this build is going to have a lot of fun. And you have one of the rarest names in all of 2K23, and people are going to look at you and be like, what is this build? What can it do? It's going to be an absolute monstrosity on the wood. So let's jump right in. You're going to make this at small forward. You're going to be 6'10", 212 pounds with a max 7'8" wingspan. And you know we're going body shape build because we want to look menacing on the wood. Don't want to look like a water chestnut out there. So follow along to a T to get this name, and then tinker at your own discretion in your builder. You can do whatever you want at the end of the day, but I'm bringing y'all a blueprint to get this super rare name. We're going to get our close shot to a 67. We're going to get our driving layup to an 82. And then we're going to get our driving dunk to an 86. That's going to give us that gold limitless takeoff. And then we're going to get our standing dunk to a 67 as well. It's going to be a badge stretch. It's going to be able to get us that silver posterizer on tier 3 with 16 total finishing badges. We're going to be punting post control on this build because we're going to be getting up and down. We're going to be pushing that tempo. We don't want to necessarily slow it down, dump it into the post. The style of this build is going to be Darius Miles, Shawn Marion, Josh Smith. Like, let's get up and down, throw some lobs, and push that tempo. And then shooting wise, we're going to get our mid-range to a 71. It's going to be hittable if you know your jump shot. And then 3-ball, we're going to get this to a 78. That's going to be a badge thresh. If you do know how to shoot, you do know your jumper, you can hit just fine with a 78 3-ball. Going to be able to space the floor. Again, that's going to give us that 16th total shooting badge, which is going to give us that silver catch and shoot on tier 3. So you're not going to be a liability on the perimeter at 6'10". You can space the floor, and when you do get an opportunity to shoot those middies, you should be able to hit as well. And then we're also going to get our free throw to a 60, just because we want to be able to knock down a free throw or two in clutch situations. We don't want to totally punt that. But playmaking, this build kind of goes bananas. We're going to get our pass accuracy to an 85. That's going to be a badge thresh. We're going to max out our ball handle, max out our speed with ball. You're going to need these attributes to get this name, or it becomes like a two-way interior finisher, but that's going to give us 20 playmaking badges. If you do change the pass accuracy to an 86, I believe it will change the name again as well. But 20 playmaking badges with Hall of Fame dimer, you're going to be able to do a lot of things for your team. And the goal of this build is to push that tempo and just get up and down and have some fun on the wood. But defensively, this build is an absolute menace, man. We're going to get our interior defense maxed out to a 90. We're going to get our perimeter defense to an 80. And our steelies to an 82. That's going to be a badge thresh. To get that two-way name on a small forward at 6'10", we're going to need that prim D at an 80 and the steely to an 82. Then we're going to get our block to a 78, and then we're going to max out our defense rebound to a 95, and then get our offense rebound to a 73. That's going to give us 28 defensive badges. Shawn Marion, stand up. You are going to be able to guard everybody on the wood. You're going to be an absolute defensive force. And at 6'10", imagine guarding little peanut perimeter shake and bakes. You're going to eat those for breakfast. This build is an absolute two-way demon. And 28 defensive badges with gold rebound chaser, that gold post lockdown, gold chase down. This is going to be a great complementary piece, and you do not need to know your teammates to play defense on this build. And then physically, we're going to get our speed to a 75. It does go higher than that, but we want to max out our acceleration, keep our strength to a 65, get our vertical to a 75, and then put the rest on stamina to get that at an 80. So giving this build a once over, 16 finishing, 16 shooting, 20 playmaking, and 28 defensive badges. What I really like about this build is obviously it can yam once you get inside 3-point line, gold limitless takeoff. You're going to be able to dunk with the best of them. You're going to be able to step out and hit those 3 balls with a 78 3-point shot. It's going to be that floor spacing slasher, but the playmaking, you're going to be a Nerf gun. You're going to dart up all your teammates. You're going to be able to handle the pill once you get those defense rebounds with that 95. You're going to be able to guard 1 through 5 and just be an absolute wrecking ball for any team. We're going to preach defense first on this build and then playmaking second, so it's contagious. You want to get your teammates involved. It is not an ISO-centric, I want points for myself type build. Yes, you can shoot. Yes, you can finish. But if you start on the defensive side of the ball and then you get your teammates involved and create opportunities for everybody, I guarantee you, hopefully it'll be contagious and the ball will come full circle and you'll get your opportunities on offense. But we're going to push the tempo, and going on a takeover, you get finishing take, perimeter D, interior D, and glass take. We're just going to make this a well-rounded perimeter defense and, easy blow-bys. Because it is kind of, like I said, a 2-way floor spacing slasher. That's not a name in this game. That'd be hot. Ron, you should put some more names in this game. But you're going to get one of the rarest names in all of the game. 2-way tempo pusher. Like I said, I would line up on the wood any day of the week with this build next to me. I think these are the kinds of builds that would be crucial in winning a championship. That Tayshaun Prince, that Shawn Marion. You need glue guys that can play defense, that are unselfish, and that aren't really deficient in any area, that can knock a 3-ball down when they're called upon, that can slash and get the team hyped, but really focuses primarily on defense and just making plays for your team. And this build is a perfect example of that. I love this 6'10" blueprint. I think it would be absolutely lethal in the right hands. If you got some pocket change laying around in the couch cushions, would you spend that hard-earned VC on this build? Or how does it stack up against other versions that you might have seen? Let me know in the comments, because you know what time it is. Quest Sparrow